effects of that illness that you really turned the game on its head in that third quarter?
Yeah, I missed a lot early, so and some bad ones, some really good shots that I need to knock down. So it was good to when a couple of plays that we ran were intended to get me open, great screens, got my feet under me. They're the ones you want to make because we put emphasis on that. So it was cool for the team to persist with me after going over or whatever it was early on, but more so just the way we got stops and flowed into it and gave ourselves a chance to blow the game open was impressive.
You had a chance to not play today, given that you were quite crook Christmas Day and onwards?
No, I've trained whenever we had our main training, so I was all good. I just got a naggy little cough, but no, I wasn't going to miss this one.
And how important was today? Because you basically can't afford to lose from now till the end if you want to make the playoffs. And you had to come in here and get business against the Brisbane team that's improved the last few games under Vandy. And how important was that to come in here? And then, you're on, I think, Tassie is your next assignment. So you just have to keep winning. It's almost like finals come early for you.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we spoke about and how we're treating it. Like, these are finals for us. We need to treat every team with respect. And, we went through a detailed scout about the things that we need to lock off and the things we need to do to be able to beat this team because, especially here, if they got on a roll, they're tough to handle. And I thought Gat gave them another look tonight, a little different to Bainesy that, you throw that at us last minute. We didn't do as good a job as we would have liked, but to figure that out through the game and defend as a team was impressive because that's what we got to do every game from here on out.
Dean, two good ones for you. What did you say to the team after that timeout after 34 seconds? And what your thoughts on Chris's game, in particular his third quarter today?
Yeah, it was a point that I made pretty strongly to the group about our defensive transition, and it was a made basket, and we give up a dunk at the other end, and so. I'd kind of talk to the boys to say if we make some mistakes, I'm going to sub people out. That one was on everybody to say the group it's unacceptable. And I thought, through the course of the game, we still turned it over too much, but there was some turnovers that we had that the sprint back and get numbers behind the ball was better tonight, and that area's got to continue to improve for us. We talked to CG in the second quarter, and it's like, good shots. You got to make them. And I thought Barlow was a big, great screener in some of the shots that he got tonight. And I thought his game coming back off concussion as well to go 3 or 5 from the 3-point line, play 25 minutes. I thought both those two had a major impact, and Tuck was just solid all night as well. Thought he really composed in the way he played.
Thanks, boys. That's all from me. Cheers.
Chris?
Yeah, Dean, I'm glad you mentioned Dave because I was going to ask you about him as well. He was important, and when he hit his shots, it was crucial. And it felt like every time they made a run, you were able to answer. They got the momentum there at the start of the fourth quarter, but the way you responded was really, really strong. Was that probably the most impressive?
Excuse me.
I guess for you this afternoon.
Yeah, we had a few little runs at different times, and that after CG kind of exploded there, and we got up a good margin, and then they come out and and made their little run, and Mitchell, was the guy at that time, and thought he just put his head down and, got to the rim, made tough shots, and he really brought that margin back where it could have been, 13, 14, kind of going into that fourth quarter, and it got back to, 8 or 9 or something like that. So, weathered those storms. And again, we've been here before where we've had a lead and they put their head down and get to the foul line and stop the game, and, but we just showed more composure down the offensive end to just take our time and get good shots and let the ball move around. And I thought, CG gets one with Marcus rolling to the rim, and just some simple things like that with using some shot clock. So that was pleasing.
Frustrating night for Ice, who was actually having a pretty good impact. He just couldn't stay out on the floor. What do you say to him when he goes through a day like he had today?
Yeah, I thought, again, missed a couple of easy ones around the rim. He comes up with 6 offensive rebounds. A couple of those, he was seeing guys on the perimeter. He was trying to throw it out to them. A couple of those got deflected. But yeah, he did a lot of good things. And him and Marcus as a combination, when we can both get them playing exceptional on the one night, but they seem to, if one's just a little bit off, the other one really picks it up. And so we're looking forward when we get both of them, playing at a really high level in the same night. But Marcus Lee, what's he? Plus 23, has 5-0 boards as well, and it was a big part of our win tonight was the 20-0 boards and just our commitment to go rebound.
I guess it is what it is, but are you frustrated in some ways that you've only got 6 games to go now? That it feels like now is the time when this team is actually starting to click and you're getting everybody available and playing, I guess, to their potential? Yeah,
for sure. We've obviously played. It's the way our schedule works. We know we're always on the road in January with the tennis, and we've played more games than a lot of teams by a long way at the moment. But hopefully that's to our benefit that we do get rested, and every game that we go to on the road, we're in full health and ready to go. And other teams are going to be coming off some of those games that we had in December where you just playing a lot of games of basketball and not practicing too much. But yeah, we set that target when we got our full team back, and we've really only lost the one game right now with our full group together. And so that's pleasing when we put the team together at the start of the year, that hey, maybe we got it right, but we just haven't seen it enough. And so, we play great teams. We got New Zealand a couple of times, Adelaide a couple of times, Brisbane again, Jack Jumpers. If we're able to, beat those teams and make the playoffs, then we'd be scary.
Just the last one from me, and you can sort of take this any direction you like, and you don't have to respond if you don't want to. But were you surprised with what Adam Ford said during the week after your game last week?
Yeah, they interviewed me before the game, and anytime you lose your best player, it's frustrating, and them going into a double game this weekend without Keanu and how well he's been playing. I just didn't think it was, for me to really question the integrity of our club about how we go about our basketball. We're never going to target anyone to try and injure someone. So, that's so out of line, and I have great respect for Fordy as a coach. I think he's done a hell of a job, and he's like me. He's an assistant coach that's come through to be a head coach, and I learnt early with Joey Wright that you don't really comment about what other teams do too much, and I think if he can just concentrate on the good things he's got going on with his own team, and we certainly playing the game in a physical manner, and we like our defense, but we're never going to try and injure anyone.
No, thanks very much, guys. Happy New Year.
Any other questions? That's it.
Cheers.